Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for clicking in. Thank you for those likes, comments, overwhelming comments, and for my subscribers for always coming back to check on me. Thank you for your overwhelming support, guys. I really appreciate. Thank you for my new subscribers. Kindly, you are so welcome. But if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe, hit on this notification bell so that every time I upload a new video, you'll be the first one to be notified. So guys, I'm sorry I've been away for just a little bit. It's really raining so heavily where I am right now. It's really raining like hell, like heaven and hell, or like cats and dogs, right? So I got a problem with my network, Wi-Fi network, so I'm still working on it. It's a big issue. I don't know really what happened from the main offices, but I'm back. I am back here. I did a video about Trudy and I mistakenly deleted it. So I have to come back and redo it again and go away in the cyber cafe somewhere to download this video because I know that you guys really need it. Okay? Right. So I've had people talking about Uganda, that they fear Uganda so much. They don't know what is happening. They don't know why they did this to Trudy and stuff like that. And Trudy is someone who is not on the ground. I'm sorry guys for the noise because of the motorcycles and the cars running up and down near where I am. So Trudy lives in West Africa. Trudy doesn't live in East Africa. So she might not really know what is going on the streets of Twitter, especially when it comes to East African matters. Actually, Trudy was attacked on Twitter because of some other issues that have been pending between Kenya and Uganda. There have been so many political issues happening and also development issues in terms of infrastructure, the infrastructure that is in Kenya. The Ugandans are not happy about it. And also Kenyans are always bragging to Ugandans about the things that, Kenya is doing. Like the way Kenya is ahead of Uganda and everything. There are always fights on the streets like almost every single day. Now, there's also a political issue that the son to the Ugandan president, who's also a general in the army, threatened to come and take over Nairobi city. This was a crucial issue. The fight between Kenya and Uganda on the streets of Twitter, guys, it was something that you could not even step your feet on. It was like charcoal, hot charcoal. Twitter is on a different level. People will be talking about reactors on YouTube. There is nothing reactors on YouTube are doing. I'm telling you guys, Twitter is the thing. Twitter is a place where they won't spare you on anything. Here we are just talking slowly, and then someone is on the other corner saying, I'm going to sue them. Try Twitter. Now, Miss Trudy really felt it. She was crying and everything, and I felt for her. But I can tell you, like for real, Miss Trudy did not understand the fight that has been going on between Kenya and Uganda. So she came in innocently, trying to say that she didn't know that there are game drives in Uganda and stuff like that. Oh my God, I am so surprised and stuff like that. And Ugandans are coming in like, what do you mean? Kenyans are always on the streets here, bashing us, telling us how poor we are. And now you are coming to tell us on our own face? Actually, that is what that whole thing meant. Because Kenyans have been like, there are some pictures and some videos that Kenyans take and they post on Twitter, and they will post and say, hey Ugandans, this is Nairobi. This is not New York. This is Nairobi. And Ugandans will be like, okay, because our Kampala is a messed up place, that is why you are showing us your Nairobi. There is jealousy, a lot of jealousy that Ugandans usually feel for Kenyans. Hello Ugandans in the house. Banyavo, Basevo, kindly come down on me if you can. I will actually deal with you guys because I've been in Uganda, I've been in Kampala, I've stayed in Uganda. I know Ugandans' attitude very well. I know how Ugandans react on things, and I do understand how Ugandans take us. You know, the way they look at us, the way they feel us and everything. We are neighbors here and we know each other very well. If you live near Uganda, you will understand these things. But I'm sure that Trudy did not know anything about this whole thing. So there've been fights, like, you know, on the streets, like all the time. It's always on Facebook and Twitter. Facebook and Twitter. People will be fighting, you know, Kenyans will be, you know, showing off their beautiful Kenya, and Ugandans would be like keeping quiet. I also got myself in that kind of problem at Isebania, Sirare border, because also the Tanzanians have the same hit with Kenyans. When you look at the immigration offices at the border when you are crossing to Tanzania, the Kenyans buildings are very, very beautiful, like really beautiful. You know, everything is just on point. But when you cross over to the Tanzanian side, oh my God, guys, it's horrible. Like, honestly, it's horrible. So I was passing through the border and I was taking some pictures, some selfies with my sister, and we were just, you know, walking around and taking selfies and everything. And then we were caught by the Tanzanian police on the other side. So we were asking him, what is the crime? Just taking pictures? And he was like, no, you Kenyans, you have bad behaviors. You are always like bashing at us, showing off, telling us that you have better things and us we don't have. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know this. So they took my phone, they took the pictures, you know, they deleted all the pictures that had their building in the background, because they feel like if I happen to post this picture, it will show their building and people will start laughing at them. You know, they feel like Kenyans will start laughing at them because their buildings are very old, they are not taken care of, they are not painted and stuff like that. And yet on the Kenyan side, the buildings are very, very, very beautiful. So it's the same thing even when you are crossing the Ugandan border, actually. Right now where I am, I'm living like 15 minutes away from Kenya to Uganda. I can just take a motorcycle, we call it here in border borders. I can take a border to the border right now. But the moment you reach the border, on the Kenyan side, it is very safe. No one asks you so many questions and everything. But the moment you cross on the Ugandan side, and they notice that you are a Kenyan, they treat you differently. They feel like you are coming here to show us something. They're always afraid. See, these people have been suppressed by their government for so many years. I don't want to go so much into politics, but there are people who did not really understand why this whole thing came up. I'm just trying to pull up some reasons. These people have been, you know, suppressed for a very long time by their government. Like, you know, they don't have freedom of speech, freedom of expression. There's no democracy there. It's one government ruled by one president for a very long time, and they don't have a say in anything. You know, they just follow what their politicians tell them, and, you know, they feel so suppressed. So when you come out from Kenya and you have a different attitude, like, hey guys, where I come from, we have freedom of speech, we have freedom of this. You know, even my own friends, when I was living in Uganda, they used to tell me, shut up, here you don't talk, here you sit down and keep quiet. You know, I was like, no, from where I come from, we are not oppressed, we are free people, you know. So that is the attitude with the Ugandans. Actually, that is the attitude. When you go there, even the other day I did a live with a Ugandan guy, that XXL media guy, and I remember many people were like commenting on that live video, asking him why is he shy, why is he not confident enough even to face the camera and stuff like that. Those people have been so suppressed, their confidence is so low, their IQ is just so low, like for real. Hello, Nyavos and Sebos in the house. I know Ugandans will come for me, but what I'm telling you guys is the real thing. I know Ugandans will come for me, but this is the truth. The truth. Now, because of this fight that has been going on the streets of Twitter, and the way Kenyans and Ugandans have been colliding so much, and then Trudy coming in to tell them on their face that I didn't know. You know, they felt like, oh my God, this one, she has come here to just insult us in our own place that you didn't know what? What is it that you didn't know? Okay, the real thing here is that Ugandans actually, they have the best game drives and game parks in East Africa. That's a fact. That's a fact. For those people who like visiting game parks, you know, going to check on the animals, on the zoos, in the park and everything, Uganda has the best of the best game parks, and also river park. I don't know how they call it, you know, like moving in the rivers or in the lakes, and you know, those kind of drives. They have the best than in Kenya, like honestly. But the problem is that Ugandans, they don't market their tourism on the local level. And that is why Kenyans don't know much about the Ugandan tourism. They don't know it because Ugandans don't market it on the local level. So they only receive visitors from abroad to come in to tour their parks. But unlike Kenya and Tanzania, they market their tourism, you know, locally. So you find a lot of Kenyans visiting Tanzania and a lot of Tanzanians visiting Kenya, because we visit each other, you know, the parks and game drives and everything, because we all market our tourism on the local level. And that is what Miss Trudy was trying to say, that, oh, we only know about Tanzania, we've never heard about Uganda. Yes, because Uganda, they have the best. So they feel that it's not for locals, it's for international visitors. So they don't market it locally. That is what it is. But on Miss Trudy's part, I feel like she was not right, because as a traveler, when you're going to a country, you have to at least check, you have to Google and check and do a research about that country, even if it's near you. From her previous videos, we could learn that she was learning a lot of things that she never imagined that happened in Uganda, and yet Uganda is just near here. They don't market their stuff locally. That is Uganda for you. They don't market their stuff locally. So you find most Kenyans don't know the things that are happening in Uganda. But Ugandans, they understand everything that happens in Kenya. Because Kenya, we market everything locally. We start with our own people before we go international. Okay? So on her part as a traveler, she would have researched about these things. You know, coming out and saying that I didn't know, oh my God, I didn't know. It was right on her part, but there have been some other fights that have been happening on the ground that actually brought up this whole feud that happened. So I saw Miss Trudy being surprised, shocked, everything, and I'm like, this girl is not even a Kenyan right now, she's a West African. So she doesn't really understand the things that are happening on the ground, like all the time. So she got her share. Actually, she got her share. So I'm looking at these people called reactors, keyboard warriors, reactors, reacting on her. Oh my God, that was so merciless. They had no mercy on Miss Trudy. You people, you talk of, I don't know, West African reactors. Now see these Kenyan reactors. You see Andrew Kibe and those people who are always reacting. You've never tasted the Ugandan one. I'm sure this time you have tasted the Ugandan one. Hot! It's something that you cannot even step on. The charcoal is hot, you know. And Miss Trudy and Wodemaya really tasted it big time. But the bad thing is that they did not understand that there was so politics into this thing. This thing was, it was just a mess. It's still a mess even up to now. It's still a mess because the things that issue about the Ugandan Major General who was threatening to take over Nairobi and everything, it's something that has not been sorted yet. You understand? It's something that is still like roaming around on the streets of Twitter. It's still there. So it's like Miss Trudy came to rule it out. And the moment they found that she's a Kenyan, oh, that's why even the hit was even more. If it was someone from South Africa or Zimbabwe or Botswana who was saying that, I'm sure she wouldn't have gotten that hit. But because she was a Kenyan and the hit has been always there, that kind of comment or that kind of post would have been posted maybe on Instagram or Facebook or somewhere else. But on Twitter, it was a wrong post for Twitter. I'm telling you guys, and that is how it was. So for those people who are saying, oh, I fear Uganda, Ugandans are like this, Ugandans, I didn't know that Uganda is like that. It's not like that. It's just because that Kenya and Uganda have been having some political issues, you know, and also issues about development and everything, as I have just explained. And that is why this whole thing came about. I'm sure you understand. Uganda is a very beautiful place. I've told you several times that I have visited Uganda, I have lived in Uganda. It's a very beautiful place, so long as you understand everything that is going on. Financial issues, political issues, economic issues, the people, their traditions and everything. The moment you understand these people, you live with them and you know what to say and what you don't say. That is how it is. You can't go into people's homes and then you start, you know, throwing a few words up like that. You have to know these people very well before you start saying something. That is what it happens. Even if it's your home, if someone comes and visits me, that person needs to know me very well before she starts, you know, to start a conversation with me. You know, she has to know, who is this person? Is she a Muslim, a Christian, a what? You know, how is she before I say something? So that is how it happens, guys. Uganda is a very beautiful place, but things have been hot, and things are still hot over there on Twitter. I'm so sorry for our girl, Miss Trudy and Wodemaya, for this thing that, you know, they got themselves in. It was so uncalled for, but unfortunately it happened, and that is how it's happening. For those people who are away from East Africa, you should know that this is how things are happening here on the streets of Twitter. Okay? Like this video, leave your comments, let me know what you think about this video, and if you can add more information about the things I've said, you can add some information for other people also to understand what is going on. Kindly add more information into this. Kindly leave your comments, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and let's meet on the next one. Love.